Okay, we've arrived at another maintenance video where I generally speak directly to my subscribers. However, today I want to do something different. I really want to hear back from you because I have a lot of questions and I'd like you to answer some of them in the comments. First of all, now I'm at 30 subscribers, which is nice, but the numbers themselves don't really matter to me much. And that's why all these times when people send me messages saying, oh, subscribe to me and I'll subscribe to you, I never bother to do that because I really want an audience. I want to know who that audience is. The number doesn't matter much. And, I'm pretty aware that out of the 30 subscribers, probably a lot of them are people that just saw one video, liked it, and said, oh, I like this guy, I'll subscribe to him. And that was it. And they may not even be watching anymore. And, I think I have a bunch of subscribers that are like that, which is fine. But what I'm really more curious about is how many people are really watching my videos regularly. I figure if someone's watching one of these maintenance videos, they are actually a regular viewer. So if you're watching this and you're a regular viewer, whether you're subscribed or not, please go ahead and put a comment down there. It doesn't have to be cool or witty. It could just be hi, just hi. I'm just curious, because you like to know you're not just talking to a wall. I mean, I do have a few people that send me lots of comments almost every time I make a video, and you know who you are, but everyone who watches doesn't really like to comment, and that's fine. But I'm curious about who's out there. So if you're out there, let me know. I'd like to know that. And I guess on the subject of subscribers, I mentioned a while ago that I thought maybe one day I would let a bunch of my friends know I'm doing this, and I could increase my viewership. And I still really haven't done that. Out of the 30 people, there are 2 people that I knew before I started making these videos. One's an uncle who lives in Florida, and one is a good friend of mine who lives in California. I was actually the best man at his wedding. So I'm close to those people, but one of the main reasons I chose them rather than anyone else, my family, or any other of my friends, is that they live really far away, and they're not part of my, daily social circle, because, to be honest, I'm still a little bit apprehensive about the idea of everyone I know that I see on a daily basis to have knowledge of what I'm doing. And not that I'm embarrassed about it, but I worry that could kind of affect the way I make videos. It could kind of crimp my style. It potentially could, because, I mean, I might make comments about somebody in my family. I mean, not a negative comment, but, I guess the best example is my wife. I mean, I love my wife more than anyone in the world, and I respect her deeply. I love her deeply, and I never want to give anyone the impression that that's not the case. And sometimes when you're telling a story, it's convenient to say, oh, my wife told me this, or my wife told me that. And she might not have really told it to you that day. Maybe she told it to you another time. I mean, it's the old saying, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. If you're telling a good comic story, sometimes a comment from your wife will make the story funnier. I generally don't do that, but I would like the leeway to do that in some cases. I mean, all that stuff about, in my Man Crush video about what was going on, that's all really accurate. I mean, I wasn't making that stuff up, but there are times here and there where I'll just use a little poetic license, and it'd feel funny if someone I knew said, oh, did your wife really say that? Well, no, not really. It can be kind of weird, especially if I say something that is kind of disrespectful to her, because I don't really disrespect her, but I just, just for example, a lot of stand-up comics will talk about their wives, but they never say, oh yeah, my wife really respects me, she's always really nice, and we get along so well. I mean, because that wouldn't be funny. So sometimes you want to be funny. I think a lot of comics will use their wife, at least I hope they're doing this, they're using their wife as a fictional character almost. They to be self-deprecating, to insult themselves. They might have their wife say something to them in their comedy skit, even though their wife really didn't say that. So it's kind of an awkward thing. I don't want anyone who knows me to say, oh, did your wife say that mean thing to you, or did your wife insult you in that way? I mean, not that I've done that, but I kind of like the freedom to do that if I think of a decent comedy bit and I got something rolling, and yet I don't want to create the impression that I don't respect my wife. The same goes true for my family. My last video, I just told a story I made an hour ago about my brother, and that was completely true. But he's not seeing my videos yet. And so you're wondering, can you you feel a little funny talking about the people that are close to you in your life. You know, you don't want to insult anybody or do anything like that. And so I worry about those things. But at the same time, this is becoming a nice hobby of mine, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And I was thinking of pretty soon at least letting my brother know I was doing these videos, because, you know, he could watch them. He actually has a website that he hasn't updated in years, where he writes a little comic, you know, a little funny comic about current events. I think he would appreciate the kind of stuff I'm doing now. I think he'd probably enjoy it. You know, but once I tell my brother the ball will start rolling, then maybe everybody will know, and maybe I'll feel a little embarrassed, and I don't want to do as many videos. And, you know, I know I'm rambling now, but I guess what I want my subscribers is, you know, just let me know if you have an opinion. Tell me what you think about that. I mean, should I be telling my family about what I'm doing, or, you know, should I just not mention it if they discover it accidentally someday? They discover it accidentally. I don't know. I'm probably leaning towards at least telling my brother soon, you know. But in any case, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. One of the last things is I want to briefly one thing I want to say to LZH234. You told me that, you know, I didn't have to rush on making your request video, your redemption video, and I'm telling you, I'm not going to rush on this. And on the contrary, it is going to take a while, because the video is probably going to be split up over several videos, because it's definitely going to be more than 10 minutes. It definitely will be. And I think the story I want to tell, it works best if I do it in one sitting, if I just sit down and I sit in front of the camera and I tell it in one long continual sequence of like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, however long it takes. And then I break it up into little videos and distribute it. Rather than me tell part of the story one week and then tell a part of the story another week. You know, that the story won't work as well unless I tell it all in one big block. And, you know, as a parent of 2 little boys, I don't often get a big uninterrupted block of 30 minutes. So, especially now during the holidays. But I promise you, when I find the time, I will do that, and then I'm going to spend a lot of time editing it. But I think it's going to be cool. And if you're watching this and saying, what the hell are you talking about, for your convenience, I'm going to link this video to the video that I described, what I was going to do in the request video, so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. But, you know, I'm making requests for my first 10 subscribers, and my next one will be for LZH234. It's going to be a big one, so... But it should be fun when I do it. I guess finally, thanks once again for sitting through this boring type of video and watching me ramble. You know, I do intend to make at least one more video before Christmas. It's going to be a poem I wrote many years ago, a Christmas themed poem, kind of a comic poem. Hopefully that'll work out okay. It was topical back when I wrote it. It's not really topical now, so I'm kind of being lazy and recycling material, but, you know, yeah. I got a busy schedule here, you know, it's Christmas time and all. Finally, for those of you who've been watching a long time and thought, that guy can't possibly have any more New York Mets shirts, well, here you go! That's right. I don't know. I think I've worn about 12 different, I don't know, someone could count and find out. Before I finish, one more thing I wanted to know, if someone was willing to tell me. I wanted to know, as market research, like, what videos of mine do you actually like the best, if you mind telling me. Let me just tell you really quickly what my 5 favorite videos are. I mean, I think first was the homophobe video, because, you know, I've got a lot of good response from that. A lot of people have been touched by that, positive and negatively, but I like the response. 2 is the 4-hour erection one, because that took an obscene amount of work. I mean, all the costume changes, the writing the script, you know, millions of clips and timing the responses back and forth. That took a lot of work. In the same way, I think the 3rd was the man crush video, because that took a lot of work with the puppets and the pictures. I guess 4th, for obvious reasons, was the Ovaltine one. I had a lot of fun doing that. And last, I think, probably was the Love Boat video, only because I've done a decent amount of singing in my videos, and that's the only one where the final product was exactly what I was going for. I was going for this super cheesy 70s type of song, and I recorded and watched it, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I was going for. So I was happy with that. So those are my 5 personal favorites. So if you have personal favorites you want to tell me, let me know. Okay. Let me stop now. I'm being too egotistical here, talking about myself. Everyone out there, you know, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.